Hey guys, Demi here from Atlas Vibration Spirituality, and there's a fuzzy on my hat, and I am here with your full moon in Cancer collective update. So I hope that your new year has been good. And look at this knot and this frizziness today. The hair is not wanting to be cooperative, but that is okay. So once again, hope your new year was really good, and we got the full moon in Cancer today. So it is today on the 13th of January. It will peak at 5:26 p.m. Eastern Time at 24 degrees. So, key thing to take from this is we are breaking free from the emotional limitations that hold us back. And we're seeing that there is a lot of emotional turmoil and damage that just can't come with you. And I know that Cancer energy, it's very unique and very, I don't want to say sensitive, but it's very different to everybody. It has a different meaning to everybody. It's different in the sense of, in everybody's chart, it's in a different place. And so also, we're learning to, with that, depending on what your needs are, the release, the shed, and understanding that the culmination of the feminine is coming to a completion within your life, and however that means to you. And the best example that I can give is my Cancer is in my 10th house, so it rules my 10th house. So, and that's like ruled by Capricorn. So if you've watched my new moon in Capricorn video, you'll understand. But long story short is I'm seeing cycles of completion in my career. A writing career is completely coming in for me, which isn't in the plan, and it always happens, and I just need to honor it. And the feminine, I'm realizing that I can be more in my feminine energy, and because my sun is in my 10th house. So it's like all of these aspects that are coming through my purpose in life, because the sun's there, and Cancer, and Mercury. So it just depends on where things are. If you would like to book a read with me, please feel free to. It's on my website, and it's also in my bio as well. So I can definitely read your chart for you if that's what you would like. So let's review Cancer energy really quickly. So it is ruled by the moon. It is a feminine sign. It is a water sign. And it rules on the body, the breast, and the stomach. And it is ruled by the symbolism and constellation of the crab. And in tarot, it is ruled by the chariot. Okay? So the light aspects of Cancer energy, they're very nurturing, empathetic, intuitive, supportive, devoted, protective, emotional, and loyal. It's shadow energy. We can be very moody, overprotective, smothering, passive-aggressive, very sensitive, easily offended due to our feelings being hurt, manipulative, and overly emotional, or just overly nurturing and like motherly and not wanting to kind of let go, having that gripping energy. And also spirits coming in and saying codependency. So those are some water aspects. And so if you know a Cancer, yours truly, and I can definitely attest to this. I mean, we all have the light and shadow aspects in us, but hey, what I want you guys to essentially take with this is that you're feeling these emotions right now in regards to a certain aspect in your life, and breaking free from the emotional limitations that hold you captive and what's bothering you, and seeing where you're not emotionally invested anymore. Where were you too nurturing? Where are you being too empathetic? Where are you realizing that you can't be this motherly energy or this motherly person towards other people? Some of you are even realizing you're not people's mother, and that's okay. Like, let's break free from it. And seeing that there is other people maybe doing these things to you, and you need to kind of let that go because it's like too much for you to handle. But it's just more in that emotional limitations that you feel that you're trapped in, that you can't get out of, that it needs to change because you essentially care so much that you don't get what you need back from other people. So it's kind of that time to shed it, allow yourself to feel, step into the feminine energy and understanding that you need to feel it through. And we'll touch on this in a little bit, but it has to do with the Mars retrograde as well, because it's in Cancer right now. So it's a very tough placement to be in, because the moon is also going to be conjunct Mars retrograde. So it's very tough because you're seeing like aggressiveness, maybe not enough, action in some things, and too much emotion. So it just depends on where this is at. But let's touch on the chariot and the crab a little bit. So in tarot, the chariot rules travel. And so something about the crab that you guys need to know, I forgot to pull our special guest. I always do this, but I'll pull her in a second. The crab, it is a really cool, I don't know what the actual term crusted. I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it because I don't know what its real name is, but crabs can live between land and water, and the opposite sign of Cancer is Capricorn, which is the sea goat. Once again, go back, take a look at the video and my new moon in Capricorn video and see what that means. But the sea goat and the myth behind that lived on land and water. So it's very interesting how this works. So they're very grounded people when they want to be, and so that's something to keep in mind. Just some fun education for you. Also, too, with these two entities as well, is very dedicated and hardworking. With the Chariot, very determined and able to achieve goals, and it's a major arcana card, and it is a drive for us to do what we deeply care about, what we're deeply emotionally invested in. Where do we really want to go, okay? And so the crab, it has a hard shell on the outside and a gooey inside. So that's a crab for you. Let me grab our special guest real quick. Hold on. Here she is. She's back again. Krabby Abby. I love her. So yes, she's our special guest for today. For those of you that didn't watch the video a while back, like from past Cancer energies, I bought Abby at a time in life many years ago from... Actually, I found her in Barnes & Nobles, but it was too much money. And so I decided to buy her off of Amazon because she was cheaper. So I bought it. And it was in a time where I just was accepting the fact that I was an emotional person and that I'm a Cancer and I had Cancer placements. So here she is. Love her. And so this is, maybe you guys need to do something like that for yourself. And it's also very soft. I like soft things. So Abby is here and I will hold her. She will be our guest for today. And so getting back to our video with our hard shell and gooey inside, that is a Cancer for you. They're very sensitive. You say something mean to them and then they're immediately like all in their feelings, and I get that too. I've been sitting in my emotions. I'll be like, why did you even say that to me? I was like, why would you say something like that? Do you not understand my feelings? Like, that's... I mean, it's not funny, but you get what I'm saying, because sometimes we know that we get in our feelings too much, and like we gotta like check ourselves sometimes. So that's something to do too, if you know that it's like, because you'll get people be like, yo, whoa, I just told you that I didn't want to meet up on Saturday. Like, it's just like not that deep, right? So in astrology, there is the aspect that a friend brought up to me a while ago about the mother. And the first thing that I always tell people about Cancer energy is an ideal perfect world where the feminine is here, it's healed. You're usually shown how to nurture yourselves and step into that feminine energy through your mother. That's the first person that you're going to learn how to take care of yourself from, because that's where you came from. That's where you incubated in. And those are the two people, your parents are the first two that you're going to encounter in life. And for some, maybe a sibling as well, if you were not the firstborn. I was the firstborn, so. But your parents are going to show you that way of life, okay? And that's why I feel like in astrology, you have your roots and, and that's where you started from, because that's, the fourth house around that, in which Cancer rules. So your needs, you usually are supposed to get them from your parents. And because the feminine has been so absent in our lives, we sometimes don't know what that is. And for some of us, like myself, it really helps to translate how we take care of ourselves. And this is just something that's very absent, and the earth is awakening to help us with that. So with that, we're learning this through Mars retrograde. And I think I told one of my friends this the other day. Long story short is, like, I had to review my needs completely. Being that I have a Pisces 6th house and Saturn, like, in general, I didn't know what my needs were because I was so used to catering to others' needs and being that Cancer energy to other people. And then I had to ask myself what I needed and realize that my needs were not being met by anybody that I knew, practically. Okay? So coming from somebody, and I want you guys to know, and we'll step into the feminine energy, like, you're not alone. Like, there are, like, and you guys know me, I'm on here frequently, and I really do try to help other people, but it's, hey, I'm still learning too, so I had to go back to square one with this retrograde, because I thought that I knew, but I had to review it. And so just so you know, you're not alone if you don't know what your needs are, or you're having trouble putting yourself first. And so we will, end with some advice from the angel of Cancer, and I don't know her name. Feel free to look it up. I should have looked it up before I got on here, but I forgot. So she says that seeing our needs be met like through others, and kind of what I just touched on. So it's okay to sit down and take your time to reflect on your own needs and do it simple. Like simplicity is key. So what are your needs? What do you need from other people? Write it down. If you don't know, I always say the best way to look at it is, what do you complain that you don't get enough from people? And I read or heard something that it could be your love language. So whatever that is, if you're realizing that people, like, mine is quality time, and I realize that too, nobody I feel around me like spends enough time with me. Like, it really upsets me when I like send text messages or things and like they don't answer me, and I always give myself boundaries and like so I give people like a 3-day period, which I feel is more than enough to answer me back, or, you know, unless something happens like health wise, like an emergency, like death, like those things are, you know, off the table. But this is how you're going to learn how to take care of yourself, and sitting down, and whether it's writing, asking, and seeing where that is, and making those changes on what you need to do with this full moon to let it go, and keep reviewing it through Mars retrograde, okay? So if you keep going back and forth, she says, in your mind, making excuses for people as to why things aren't coming to you or why people don't do these things, then it sucks, but this is where the healing work needs to be done, or you're being triggered. So, and that's key. If you're being triggered by things that people are doing, it's something that you need to reflect on. So let's talk about the more like literal things that are happening for you in your daily life right now, that you may see that are coming to an actual like literal cycle of completion in the physical reality, okay? So Cancer rules your home life, your mother, your literal physical home, so like the structure of it, your roots and where you came from, just women in general, your needs, your emotional well-being, the foundations that you have built, just feminine energy all together, and children if you're a mother. So you're seeing changes with your children, how you go about being feminine, the foundations that you need to build, that there's a crack in the foundation, that it wasn't built correctly, how you emotionally feel, changes with your mother, literally, she could be sick, seeing that your relationship's not the same, that you need to move homes, that your home life isn't the same as it used to be, that there needs to be change within your home. But in this case, it is more set specific to the situation and the house that it is sitting in within your astrology chart. This is more of a general read, so just keep that in mind, but sit within that emotional body. The key thing is to don't let your emotions hold you captive as you move through and do your healing work to allow this new stuff to come in, okay? So I hope that this resonated with you, and until next time, my friends, namaste.